welcome.
Thank you.
Jana, welcome. Mila, Jana Mila. So you have been, this is your first tour in the U.S., like going to all the different places.
Yes.
And I know you were in Nashville before, but you hadn't, you're getting a chance to see how big this place is.
It's huge.
Lots of traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, in Holland, if you travel for 2 hours, you see the whole country.
Right.
You sleep in your own bed. And I think I haven't been in a plane as much ever in my life as I've been here. But it also means I get to see a lot of this country. And I don't think a lot of people my age get to do that through their music. So that is wonderful.
It's partly also because our trains aren't that good.
Yeah, I've heard that like public transportation isn't, well, in a lot of places it's not really a thing. I mean, in Nashville, I wanted to go.
It's not a thing in Nashville.
No, they said, no, it's dangerous.
It's a thing here, but it's not a thing in Nashville.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But we've all, most of us have been to Europe and been to places where the trains are actually great and they run on time and they're nice and clean and blah, blah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it's just so exciting that this is so fresh and new for you. And I mentioned some of the musical background of your family and your mother singing Brazilian music and your brother studying Indian music and your dad playing jazz. And so where did you find your spot in the midst of all that? What artist helped you figure out which direction you wanted to go in?
Well, it's funny because my family is very musical. But that was kind of the thing that made me want to rebel against it. So for a long time, I felt like, no, I don't want to do music. They're all doing music. That's boring. No, I want to. And then I started saying, like, I want to study history. And my mom kept saying, but you're writing songs every day. So what are you talking about? Why do you not want to study music? And then after a while, I felt like, okay, this is probably something I should do because I'm doing it already every day. And they
who were you listening to?
Yeah, I listened to Joni Mitchell, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Simon and Garfunkel, James Taylor, Fleetwood Mac. Like there's a very long list. And when I was in LA 2 days ago, I went to Laurel Canyon. And that was amazing for me because my mom also listens to that, and she was like, "You have to kiss the ground there. That's sacred." So I did it for her, and for me.
That's really cute. That's cute. And when you first got to Nashville, was it sort of what you expected? Nashville's a sort of at least 3 cities in one. It's certainly a tourist trap, Lower Broadway, bachelorette party capital of the world, but it's also hub of the wheel in the music business. And it's also just a southern city with a lot of urban sprawl.
Yeah. Well, I get what you're saying, like, because I went downtown the first couple days. I think I was there for 2 days, and then we went downtown. And then I was kind of like, whoa, this is Disneyland. This is like cowboy Disneyland. I even went line dancing. But I felt like, okay, because it wasn't yet my style. It was a bit too much cowboy-ish.
Yeah.
And also things I heard on the radio, I was kind of surprised by. I thought I would like everything, so that was the beginning. And then I met a lot of songwriters there, and that's where I got really inspired because these people, they are so fast and so good at writing songs, and I felt like they understood me very quickly, and they were all into the lyrics, and they all listened to what I wanted to write about, and I didn't yet find those people in Holland a lot yet. Mm-hmm. So,
although I will say there's a lot of fans of country music and this kind of music in Holland. I remember performing there at festivals and other things, that there's huge appetite for country music in particular in Holland.
Yeah, I think so. But people call things country very fast in Holland.
Yeah.
They don't really have the whole big genre categories. And I consider myself more to be indie. Right. And in there, I would just be called like country pop.
Right.
But if they would go to Nashville, they know what real country pop probably is.
Yeah. Did you co-write with any songwriters in Nashville?
Yes, I actually wrote with Jake Etheridge. He wrote, I think, 4 songs with me on the album. And of course, Todd Lombardo, who is the producer of the album.
Had you ever done that before, written with somebody else?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
No. Was that trip I did it a lot.
Yeah.
I was even writing with 5 people in total. And that was kind of the point where I started shutting off a bit because it's easier when you're on your own. You can just go on your bike and just think of more lyrics, and then you take a shower, and then you think of even more lyrics. But riding with a lot of people, you're kind of like, oh, wow, everyone is very fast. Wow, bum, bum, bum. I have to do it quickly.
Well, I've also heard you describe, I read where you've described your process of writing and making music as a conversation with yourself that happens internally. So
Yeah.
I can imagine that doesn't work very well when there's a bunch of other voices in the room.
No, but we can have conversations with each other.
Yeah.
And then I get to know myself even better. Like it could be sort of therapy session with everyone in the room.
Yeah.
But you have to feel comfortable with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other big surprises on your adventures through America so far?
So yeah, it's funny. So I told the greatest promo person alive, Joel, who is taking me on this trip. I told him a couple weeks ago. He said, "Where do you want to go in America?" And something popped in my head like Vegas. I want to go to Vegas. And I know I like parties. But I wasn't expecting that when I went to Vegas. And now I'm kind of like, why didn't I just say Boulder? Like, I wanted to be there for a longer period. I was in Vegas for 2 days. I was overwhelmed. A lot of fountains, a lot of screens, a lot of drunk people. So that was the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah. It's a surprise to us, too, that you chose that place. But you mentioned Joel, and I should mention that your record is out on New West, which is a great label, really a respected label. So that's a lucky happenstance for you to have your first record get signed to a great label. You got a team behind you.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It must feel really great to be have your creativity validated in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel very lucky because the album was already finished when they decided to work with me. And I was never expecting that it would go so fast because John Allen heard my record, and then 2 weeks later, he was on the couch in Nashville, and I was playing guitar for him. He's the director of New West. And it all went very quickly. I heard a couple of weeks they wanted to sign me, and now I'm here.
Yeah. Well, listen, it's wonderful to be right at the front end of somebody's career. You know, it's exciting just to hear those songs for the first time and to hear you sing. It sounds great. So we're happy to be a part of this journey for you, and we got a lot more music to get to.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, if you would, along with her friends from Amsterdam, Jana Mila.